So we're going to start off this practice with taking a couple of cat-cows just to connect with the breath. So as you inhale, drop your belly down, lift your gaze and your tailbone, and exhale, round into the spine. 2 more times. Cow, inhale, cat, exhale. Really opening up. And really opening up the back. And then come back to a flat spine and step your right foot forward. And kind of work into a little bit of a lunge. Kind of get the spider webs out in the hips. And then take your hands up onto the thigh. Now I've been noticing that when I create a really deep flexion at the hips, I start to feel like as if my hip flexor was a little balloon, and that balloon starts to get inflated and irritated and inflamed, if you will. And so what I've been trying to do is to not put all of this weight and pressure on the front part of the leg, but use the bottom part of the leg by pushing down to the front foot. Notice it lifts me back up a little bit. I'm going to root down through the big toe. That's going to pull the outside of the hip back, even me out, stay a little bit more lifted, and the fire comes from the activation in the leg rather than just pushing into a deep stretch. So to get the full length of the lunge, we're going to rather lift the ribs up, extending nice and long through the spine. Deep breath in. And then take the hands down and move the right leg back and try the other side. So I'm going to come up. It's totally fine to come into a nice deep lunge. That's great. But if you're noticing any pressure, sometimes backing off and using the bottom of that foot to support you can be nice. So rather than just dropping forward here, keeping fully engaged, a little bit more lifted. Take the arms up. Open up through the front of the body. Breathe nice and long. Taking the hands back down. Slide the left leg back. And then take a couple more cat-cows. Noticing how things might have changed in the hips as you're warming up a bit. And one more round. Deep breath in through the front of the body. Deep breath out, open the back. And then come back to center. I'm going to come around to laying on the back. And I'm going to take my hands right here into the middle of the back. So I'm not taking them onto my waist. They're just above my waist. And I've got my hands stacked on top of each other. And it's not like the lowest rib, but maybe like the second, third, fourth up. So lay down on that. And then rather than letting your shoulders hunch up, drop them down. And feel your back now lifting up and away from the hands. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably not actually disconnecting the rib cage from the hands, but you can feel that engagement and that lift away. And I also notice that my lower abs are lifting and stretching out. My chest is opening up, especially the more I roll those shoulders down. A little adjustment there. And take another deep breath in. And then come down, release the hands, bringing the soles of the feet together and widen the knees. So from here, walk the shoulder blades underneath. We're going to create a really active Supta Baddha Konasana. So push into the outsides of the feet. You can either take your hands and slide them underneath the sides of your mat and pull your mat apart, or see about reaching your arms down so that I'm on the outsides of my ankles, grabbing my ankles from the underside of the leg. And once again, pushing into the feet, opening up the knees, lifting up the back right from that middle low rib space. And it's okay if your hips lift up a little bit, but that shouldn't be your focus. The focus is lifting the chest. And opening the front of the body. One more deep breath in. And go ahead and relax. Softly bring the legs back in and together. Soften the back, knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And then roll over onto your right side. I'm going to stay kind of bent up like this and lay down on your right bicep. And take your left knee up and into your armpit, move it around a little bit. After you've worked out some of those spider webs, go ahead and take your left arm on the inside of the leg. And you can grab for your ankle or the inside of the knee and start to extend the leg out a little bit. Just some small movements. And try to open up some space. Eventually you might get a little bit longer with that extended leg. Okay, so now you work the leg while it's easy. We're going to straighten out that supporting side. Push out into your right foot like you're standing on it. Push down into your right palm for support. And you're going to lift that knee once again into the armpit. Keep breathing. Maybe extend that leg out. Try for one more deep breath in. And then you're just going to roll over onto the other side. I'm going to switch sides. And start off bent in the support so that you have a little bit more room to play around with. Take the leg up, move it around, see what feels good, what sticky spots need to be released. And then the arm on the inside of the leg could be at the inside of the knee crease, maybe the ankle. Maybe you take fingertips around the big toe. Softly, slowly stretch the leg out. And you can bend again to take the transfer into that long supporting body. So I'm lined up, fingers, head, shoulders, hips, toes. It's not nearly as easy as it looks. And if you fall down, remember you're already on the floor, okay? Nothing bad's going to happen to you. Extend out through your right leg as long as you can. See if you can remember that breathing thing. Take another deep breath in. And then release it. Come on down. And come down onto your back.